All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome. You're here for Yoga for Climbers with Dominique Davis. We'll introduce in just a minute. If that's not the destination that's written on your boarding pass, you're on the wrong plane. You should probably disembark now.
Or stay. It'll be fun.
Jason, I'm the CFO of Gnarly Nutrition. And I get the opportunity to intro the clinic today, which I'm super excited about. So to begin with, I'll introduce Gnarly really quick. Gnarly Nutrition offers a full line of all natural NSF certified sports nutrition products. That's my dog. We design nutrition for athletes and individuals who pay attention to what goes on inside their bodies. We pride ourselves in offering clean, honest nutrition that tastes great. And for the next month or so, we're sharing ideas and information about preventing injuries, dealing with injuries, recovery tips in general, as well as establishing and maintaining baseline health and nutrition. We call this longevity in sport. We hope the information passed through these clinics to you will help you to perform at your best throughout the year and for years to come. We got a great lineup. I encourage everybody to sign up for as many as they like. They're free to you. Next, our newest product, Gnarly Collagen Pro, is available. And Gnarly, we think it's important that you understand why to use a product, not just take it because someone said so. Collagen helps with injury prevention and repair for tendons and ligaments, ultimately keeping you doing more of what you love. And it kind of fits right into the theme of longevity in sports. So following this clinic, we will email you a recording of the clinic, as well as provide an opportunity for you to try out Gnarly Collagen Pro at a discount, along with another free gift. So watch your emails. A couple last things to be aware of. You can follow us on Instagram at Gnarly Nutrition. We're in the middle of a big giveaway, which has just started, so take a look at that. Lastly, if you enjoy the clinic, post it on social. Tag us, tag the presenter. That's always good, and we may share that as well. Now what you're really here for, I'm happy to introduce Dominique Davis to talk about yoga for climbers. Dominique's a former gymnast, a current yogi and climber, mother of two. She always had a passion for adventure. She graduated from the University of Missouri-Columbia with a degree in exercise physiology and nutrition and finished her 200-hour yoga teacher training in Atlanta in 2018. A self-proclaimed kinesiology nerd, she sequences her classes with a focus on building functional strength and mobility. So with that, thanks for joining us, Dominique. You can take it away.
All right. Thanks for having me, y'all. I'm joining in from Atlanta, Georgia, so it's a little later here. Want to thank Gnarly for having me in this longevity series. I'm really excited. I think we only have an hour, so I'm going to get into it. I've been practicing yoga for over half of my life, definitely longer than I've been climbing, but I will say that it has benefited my climbing greatly. So I guess before we get started, I want to make sure I can't see y'all, and I'm going to ignore the number of participants at the bottom of the screen so I don't get nervous. But just make sure you do have enough room around you to roll out your yoga mat, because we are going to be moving. So yeah, and I have 2 dogs and 2 children, so you might hear either of those throughout this. I do apologize, but you're in my home, so that's going to happen. Before, if we could, I wanted to take you guys through like developing and creating your own mantra, and we'll go through a short breathing exercise before we get started in the flow. So if you do have something to write with, or a piece of paper, or maybe just jot it down in your phone. I know personally when I go to the Crag or go to the gym, and get started on a climb, there's always this chatter in my head of like just a negative self-talk, right? Of either I'm not strong enough, or I'm scared, or there's something going on where my mind is elsewhere, preventing me from believing in myself or focusing in that moment. So creating a personal mantra tends to be really a powerful tool for me that I've found. And it can be anything, just something that you can repeat over to yourselves to kind of get your head right before embarking on that climb, or whatever may be in front of you that you're setting out to accomplish. So take a moment, write something down that, you know, inspires you to think something positive about yourself, or a positive affirmation. And you can keep that with you. So I'll give y'all a couple minutes to do that. And also, if you need to clear out space so you can move around. And we will, if you have questions, we'll get to that at the end, because I'm going to be back on that mat and I won't be able to see them during. So yeah, I'll give you guys a couple minutes to write down your own personal mantra. You don't have to share it with anybody. This is for you. And then we will dive into our breathing exercise. It's really weird not being able to see anybody's face, but I know y'all are with me. Thanks for joining. Since we're sitting here, I can't answer this one. I got a question in the Q&A about, does your personal mantra change based upon the activity? And generally, yes, because there's different feelings that come up depending on what I'm doing. You know, in climbing, it's typically a lack of capability that I think, or strength, you know, and that varies with, you know, if I'm teaching a yoga class or teaching a clinic, there's other feelings and self-doubt that come up. So I tend to tailor that mantra to the feelings that arise that are creating that doubt and negative self-talk to kind of counteract those. So yes, it does change based on the activity. Thanks for asking. All right, so we're gonna move into the breathing exercise that I want to do with y'all. And again, in yoga, we do put a lot of importance on breath, which I loved getting started, because I would go through my day and not realize there were so many moments that I was either holding my breath or taking really shallow breaths, and jumping into a yoga practice, that's not possible. I mean, we focus on the breath a lot and put a lot of importance on that. It's referred to as prana, which is a universal energy that kind of creates a bridge between body and mind. And it is one of the things that I know centers me in my practice and forces me to remain present, because there's nothing more in the moment than an actual breath. So if I have my attention there, my mind doesn't tend to wander too far. And if it does, I bring it back to every inhale and every exhale, keeping me really centered and focused in my practice. And again, throughout like our very stressful lives that we have, we tend to not take the full, complete breaths. So a little fun activity before we move on, I want you guys to place your right hand on your chest and your left hand on your belly. And just breathe normally, like you would. And notice which hand moves more, which hand rises more. So we're kind of determining here whether you are a chest breather, if this right hand is rising more than your left hand. And if your left hand is rising more, then you're breathing more through your belly. Chest breathing tends to be more inefficient because the greatest amount of blood flow occurs in the lower lobes of the lungs, which when you are breathing through your chest, that area doesn't get as much expansion. So you're not taking in as much oxygen there. So those rapid, shallow chest breaths result in less oxygen transfer to the blood and poor delivery of nutrients to the tissue. So good news is that just like any other exercise, you can train your body to take those more deep belly breaths. And that is the breath that we're going to be focusing on in this exercise, which is called Dirga. It's a 3-part breath. It's used to maximize your inhalation and exhalation. So the whole purpose of this breath is to gain control and correct poor breathing habits. So it's really useful in situations where there's a lot of high stress or anger, and it's really good at calming your nerves, like the ones you have when you're teaching a clinic for people online. So this is going to benefit me as much as it's going to benefit you. And this is the breath that I like to do when I first arrive to a crag. I get really nervous before climbs. I've only been climbing for 2.5 years. I don't know if that's going to go away the longer I climb, but I get really nervous. So I intentionally set aside time to do this breathing exercise and to do this specific type of breath before I, tie in and get on the wall, because I need to bring my attention back, calm my nerves, and really focus on that breath. So wherever you are, get into like a comfortable position, whether that is, you're seated in a chair or you're already on your yoga mat. You can cross your legs, and then go ahead and just softly close your eyes. You're gonna first inhale deeply into your belly. So inhale through the nose and send the breath into your belly, allowing the belly to expand. And then once you feel fully expanded there, you're going to let the breath rise into your rib cage. And you're going to expand in all directions. So forward, out to the sides, breathe into your back. Once the ribs are fully expanded, send the breath into your chest, up to the base of your neck. And then at the end of your inhale, smoothly begin to exhale, starting at the base of your neck, going all the way down into the base of the belly. You want to maintain a smooth breath, consistent in length and depth on the inhale and the exhale. So we'll do this breath 4 more times, all right? So take a deep inhale through the nose, filling first into the belly. Feel it expand. Then allow the breath to rise into the rib cage. Expand through the back as well. Then lift the breath into the chest, coming to the base of your neck. Then begin the exhale at the base of your neck, down to your chest, through the ribs, ending at the belly. And again, an inhale. First into the belly, then into the ribs, lifting all the way to the chest. In, exhale. Last time, inhale through the belly. Rise into the ribs. Tip in a little more air, expanding into the chest. Exhale begins at the base of the neck, traveling through the ribs, all the way down to the base of the belly. And go ahead and open your eyes. And if you are already on your mat, great. I'm going to move back here so you guys can see me. I want you to take one more deep inhale through the nose. Then exhale, relax the jaw, sigh everything out. Let's do that one more time together. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let everything go. All right. I feel calmer, so I'm excited to guide you all through this flow. We're going to be focusing on a lot of hip opening, shoulder opening, and core engagement, which tends to be the areas that I use the most whenever I climb, and what I've noticed frequently among my community of climbers that need, the most attention. So if you want to come onto your mat, tuck the toes under and go ahead and just sit on your heels. If that's uncomfortable, then you can go ahead and just rest here. I know you'll feel the stretch through the soles of your feet. So we're going to start here. On your inhale, I want you to lift the arms up, and exhale, engage your core. We're going to open and close our fists, just warming up the wrists, warming up the forearms. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Trying to establish that even breath where the inhales match the exhales. Go ahead and speed up how you're opening and closing. You'll start to feel it in your forearms. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and shake out the wrists. Place your hands on the mat, fingertips facing towards your knees. And then lean back. You'll start to feel the stretch through your forearms. You can gently sway from side to side. Again, staying with that breath. Inhales matching the exhales. Turn the fingertips out to the side. We're going to send the weight into the left palm as we circle around to the right. Just warming up our wrists. Inhale to the left. Exhale, circle around to the right. We'll take one more in this direction. Inhale. And then exhale. Now we're going to go the other way. So as we inhale, come up and to the right. And exhale down and to the left. Inhale, up and to the right. And exhale, down and to the left. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. You can go ahead and switch the fingertips to face toward the front of your mat. We're going to come into a tabletop position. Knees stacking under the hips, wrists stacking under the shoulders. Knees are about hips width distance apart. Firm the abdomen, draw the tailbone down. And as you inhale, I want you to broaden across the collarbones, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. If it feels comfortable in your neck, go ahead and lift the gaze. And then as you exhale, press the ground away, rounding through the spine. Release the crown of the head toward the mat. We'll take 3 rounds of cat-cow, just following your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. You can come back to a neutral spine. And then press down into your left palm. And as you inhale, send the right arm up to the sky. And exhale, thread it behind the left, bringing your right shoulder and your right cheek to the mat. You can keep the left hand where it is, or you can extend the arm long in front. If you want to open up the chest a little bit more, wrap the left arm around the back, and your left fingertips will come into your right hip crease. Again, stay with the breath here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. On your next inhale, press through the left palm. Send the right arm up to the sky and exhale, come back to your tabletop position. Go ahead and do that on the other side. Inhale, send the left arm up. And exhale, thread it behind the right. Left cheek and left shoulder come down to your mat. Again, right arm can extend long in front, and maybe you wrap it around the back. Opening the chest up toward the ceiling. On your next inhale, press the right palm into the mat. Extend the left arm up to the sky and exhale back to your tabletop. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips coming to your downward facing dog. And go ahead and pedal out the feet, bending one knee, then the other. Just taking any movements here that feel good in your body. Spread the fingertips out wide. Make sure your index fingers are pointing toward the top of your mat. And then go ahead and start to turn the inside of your elbows toward the front of your mat. Send the heels down. If they don't touch, that's quite all right. Maybe there's a soft bend in your knees. My hamstrings are feeling a little tight today, so my knees might be slightly bent. On an inhale, send the right leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, bend the knee and stack open the hip. We're gonna draw circles with our knee in one direction. Just really opening up that hip. And then switch, change in the other direction. Next inhale, re-extend the right leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, draw the right knee into the nose. Hold here. Press the space between your shoulder blades up toward the mat. Stay with the breath. And exhale, step the right foot through. Lower the left knee down to the mat. Coming into your low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Press the palms together, and as you exhale, bend at the elbows. Lift the chest. Inhale, re-extend the arms. Exhale, place the hands on the mat. We're going to step back into our plank pose. Step that right foot back. Draw the heels toward the back of the room. Make sure the wrists are under the shoulders. Engage the core. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the tops of the feet into the mat so your thighs are lifting off your mat. Broaden across the collarbones. Lift the gaze. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee and stack open the hip. Again, we'll take circles with the knee in one direction. And then the other. Inhale, re-extend the left leg. As you exhale, draw the left knee in toward your nose. Really press your palms into the mat, sending the space between your shoulder blades up toward the ceiling. Draw the navel in. One more breath. Step the left foot through. Lower the right knee down to the mat, coming into your low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, press the palms together. Exhale, bend at the elbows, bringing the palms in between your shoulder blades. Lift the chest. Inhale, re-extend the arms. Exhale, plant the hands. Step the right foot forward to meet the left, coming into your forward fold. Bring the feet about hips width distance apart. Interlace the fingers behind the back, pressing the palms together. So if the arms don't come entirely straight, that's okay. Exhale, you're gonna fold forward. Allow the hands to rise toward the ceiling, getting a nice stretch in the shoulders here. And on your next inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Try to keep the fingers interlaced. Start to bend at the elbows. Come all the way to standing. Release the grip. Sweep the arms up overhead. Lift the gaze. And as you exhale, cactus out the arms, you're going to find your goalpost arms. Lift the chest. Take a slight standing back bend. Inhale, re-extend the arms. One more time. Exhale. Bend the elbows, cactus out the arms, lift the chest, find your standing back bend. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart center. Really press down through the big toe mound. Make sure your heels are grounded. Tucking the tailbone, lifting the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it all go. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale carries you down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. You can bring the palms to the shins, just get some nice extension in your spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step one foot back, then the other. You're gonna come into your plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's lift the right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, step it through between the palms. Spin the left heel down to the mat so that your right heel intersects the arch of your left foot. Windmill the arms open, coming into your warrior two. So right toes are facing toward the front of your mat, and that back foot is at an angle. Extend the arms out so they're parallel to your mat. Take the shoulders, stack them over the hips. And again, reconnect with your breath. Just check in here. Softly gaze over that right middle finger. Inhale, sweep the right arm up overhead. That left arm's gonna slide down the back leg, coming into your reverse warrior. Try to maintain the bend in the right knee. You're gonna feel the stretch through the right side of your body. Exhale, right forearm comes to the top of the right thigh. Send the left arm overhead. Gaze up toward the ceiling, opening your chest. Inhale, we're gonna come into a star pose. So toes point out, facing the corners of your mat. Bring the palms together to touch. As you exhale, bend the knees, cactus out the arms, lower down into your goddess pose. Send the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. Draw the tailbone under. Engage the core. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to shift the weight into the left foot as we straighten out the right leg, coming into this skater lunge. Hands are going to come together. Inhale, back into your goddess. Hands come apart. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to your skater lunge. Inhale to goddess. One more time. Exhale. This time we're going to walk the hands around, coming back to the top of our mat. Both hands are going to come to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe the right foot out to the edge of your mat. Lower your left knee down. As you inhale, draw the chest forward. Bring the palm of the right hand to the inside of your right knee. Roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Opening up the chest, opening the hip in this lizard lunge. Sweep the right arm forward, bring it around. lift the left foot off the back of the mat. Maybe it makes a connection, maybe it doesn't, but go ahead. If it does make a connection, grab that. You feel a stretch in your quad. And stay with the breath here. Gently release on the exhale, bringing both hands back to the inside of the right foot. Step the left foot forward around the left palm. We're going to lower down into our yogi squat or our malasana. Press the elbows into the knees. Hands come together at heart center. And take a couple breaths here. Exhale, plant the hands, straighten the legs, coming back into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms can either come to the shins or they can stay on the mat. Exhale, step one foot back, then the other. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I'm going to do that on the other side. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. And exhale, step the left foot through. Spin the right heel down. Windmill the arms open. Find your warrior two on the left side. You can gaze down at your foot. If you're unable to see your big toe, start to draw the knee out toward the side so you can see your big toe when you look down. Take the shoulders, stack them back over the hips, extend the arms out so they're parallel to your mat. Gaze out over the middle finger. Then inhale, send the left arm up overhead, right arm slides down that back leg, reverse the warrior, maintaining the bend in the left knee. Exhale to side angle, left forearm to the top of the left thigh. Sweep the right arm overhead, then begin to open the chest up toward the ceiling. Inhale to start pose. I apologize, my back's gonna be to you here. Turn your toes out, heels come in. Lift the arms and exhale, bend into your goddess pose. So draw the knees away from the center. Cactus out the arms, send the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, come into your skater lunge, arms come together. Back to goddess, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale to your skater lunge. Inhale to goddess. Last time. Exhale. Walk the hands around, coming back to the top of your mat. Bring both hands to the inside of the left foot, heel to the left foot out to the edge. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, draw the heart forward. Bring the palm of the left hand to the inside of the left knee. Come onto the outer edge of the left foot. Open the chest. Sweep the left arm around. Maybe you make a connection with the right foot. Coming in for the quad stretch. Keep breathing. Exhale, gently release. Bring the left palm back to the mat. Again, step that right foot around the right hand and come into your yogi squat malasana at the top of your mat. Stay here for a couple breaths. And exhale, forward fold. I'm gonna bring the big toe mounds together, let the heels slightly separate. Bend the knees, sink the hips. You're gonna come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So I want you to draw the tailbone down toward your mat. Imagine that you're hugging a beach ball around your midsection. So draw the navel in, lift the chest. And as you inhale, come into standing, draw the right knee up toward your chest, flex the foot, keep that right knee at a 90-degree angle. And we're going to cross the right knee over the left, coming into our eagle chair. Just for a moment, squeeze the inner thighs together. Press down through the big toe mound on the left foot. And inhale back to your one-legged Tadasana. Keep the knee bent and the foot flexed as you draw the knee out to the side. Then internally rotate the hip as you draw the heel back. So the top of your knee is going to be facing toward the front of the room. You're going to bring the left knee or the right knee behind the left, coming into a Shiva squat. Your left foot might be doing a little dance right now, trying to keep you balanced. That's all right. And then inhale, extend the right leg. You're going to come into your warrior three pose. Again, keep internally rotating the right hip so the right toes are flexing down toward your mat. If you need to put the fingertips on the ground, that's okay. Maybe there's a soft bend in your left knee. And begin to lower that right foot down. Coming onto the ball of the right foot, the right heel over the ball. You're going to come into your airplane crescent pose. So the left thigh is parallel to your mat. Your torso is at about a 45-degree angle. Send the arms back. Draw the left hip back as you pull the right hip forward. Exhale, hug the navel in. Then lower the right knee down. Straighten through the left leg. We're coming into this half split pose here. So left toes are pointing up toward the ceiling. Take an inhale and exhale, fold over, really feeling the stretch through that left hamstring. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms. Then go ahead and float that left leg off the mat. Bring it around, coming into a modified toe stand. So you're going to go ahead and sit on your heels. And then hover the knees off the mat. Lower your heels down. We're going to come back into our chair pose at the back of our mats here. Again, imagine that beach ball that you have hugging your navel in. Inhale, rise back onto your toes. Exhale, lower down back into your toe stand. Drop the knees down to your mat. Then come into kneeling. Extend the right leg out to the side. Sweep the arms up as you inhale. Exhale, slide the right hand down the right leg. Send the left arm overhead for a nice stretch here. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left hand comes down to the mat. Right arm comes overhead. Inhale, come back to center. Now lift the right leg up, bring it back. Coming back into our half split. So keep flexing the right toes up toward the ceiling. Broaden across the shoulder. So then inhale and then exhale. Fold over the right leg. Inhale, bend into the right knee. Come onto the ball of the left foot. We're coming back into our airplane crescent here, just on the other side. Lift the belly off the thigh. Draw the right hip back as you pull the left hip forward, trying to square the hips off towards the front of the room. Inhale, draw the left knee into the chest, flex the foot. Cross the left knee over the right as you lower into your eagle chair pose. Inhale back to your one-legged Tadasana. Draw the knee out wide, keeping the bend. Then internally rotate the hip. Bring the left knee behind the right, Shiva squat. Inhale to your airplane crescent. If I can stay balanced. Keep the torso at the 45-degree angle. Lift the belly off the right thigh. And lower the left knee down. Straighten through the right leg. Find your half split. Inhale. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms. Try to lift the right leg up off the mat, then bring it around. Come to sit on your heels. Inhale, lift the knees up off the mat, coming into your toe stand. Lower just the heels back down. Find chair pose at the back of your mat. Then rise onto the toes. Slowly lower back into the toe stand. Release the knees to the mat. Come to kneeling. Extend the left leg out to the side. Sweep the arms up overhead as you inhale. Exhale, left hand slides down the left leg, right arm reaches overhead. Open the chest up toward the ceiling, send the gaze up as well. Inhale, both arms back to center. Exhale, release the right hand to the side of your right leg. Left arm comes overhead, stretching the other way. Inhale, come back to center. Here comes a fun part again. Hover that left leg off the mat. Bring it around. Lower it down, find your half split. So the left leg is straight, the right thigh is perpendicular to your mat. Inhale, broaden across your collarbones. Exhale, fold over the left leg. Inhale, bend into the left knee. Come onto the ball of the right foot as you find your airplane crescent again. Extend the arms back. Lift the belly off the thigh. And inhale, draw the right knee into the chest. And you're gonna go ahead and extend that right leg long. Really engage the core. Lift it up a little higher. And then exhale, we're gonna slowly lower all the way down to our bottoms. Keep that right leg lifted. So the sole of your left foot's on the mat. Right leg's extended. Bring the hands together at heart center. You're gonna cross your left elbow over your right knee for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna come into boat pose, Navasana. Go ahead and bend the knees. Lift the chest, lift the head. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and cross over the ankles. Plant the hands, step back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale through the nose if you're still with me. And exhale, sigh everything out. Inhale, gaze toward the top of the mat. Bottom of the exhale, step one foot forward, then the other. Rise to standing. Draw the left knee up into the chest. Extend it straight out. Lift the leg just a little bit higher. And exhale, lower all the way down to the bottom. Keep that left leg lifted. Bring the hands together at heart center. Now we're going to cross right over left for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to Navasana, boat pose. And inhale, lower down. We're coming to Ardha Navasana, just a hover. So the heels are hovering, kind of in this hollow body pose. Everything might be shaking here. That's okay. One more breath. And exhale, release. Whew. All right, go ahead and roll over onto your belly. Place the palms of the hands directly underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes under, and then inhale, lift back into your plank pose. So again, spread the fingers out wide. Press the heels toward the back of the room. Engage the core and stay with your breath. One more breath here. Then lower down to your right forearm and then your left, coming into your forearm plank. Keep pressing the heels back. Next, inhale, begin to walk the toes in toward your elbows, coming into your dolphin pose. So press the palms of your hands onto your mat and begin to walk the toes in toward your elbows. One more breath here. And exhale, lower down. Spread the knees out wide on the mat. Let the bottom rest on the heels. Extend the arms long in front. Come into your child's pose. Release the forehead to your mat. And just take a moment to reconnect with your breath here. Inhale, we're gonna rise back into our tabletop position. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, come back into downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, sigh everything out. Inhale, gaze toward the top of the mat. At the bottom of the exhale, just go ahead and step through. You're gonna come all the way down into a seated position. Extend the legs out long in front. Flex the toes. Sweep the arms up overhead as you inhale, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Draw the sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. So we can see that. Then square the chest over the left leg. Sweep the arms up overhead as you inhale. Then exhale, fold over the left leg. Try to keep flexing the left toes. You'll feel more of a stretch through your hamstrings. Inhale, lift the chest. Then we're going to bring that left leg around behind. And we're going to try to parallel the right shin to the front edge of our mat. As we turn and gaze over the left shoulder, see that our hip, knee, and ankle are tracking in one line. Coming into our one leg pigeon pose. So inhale, lift. And if it is comfortable or accessible, then you can go ahead and fold over that front leg. If this does not feel good at all, you can take a supine pigeon pose where you come onto your back, cross the right ankle over the left knee. You're gonna thread both arms through, bringing your hands to the back of your left thigh. And then as you exhale, draw the left knee in toward the chest. So whichever one feels better in your body, we'll be here for a few breaths. And again, try to even out your breath. Focus on the inhales, matching the exhales. Filling up through the belly first, and then expanding it into the chest. Inhale, come back to your palms. Go ahead and bring that left leg back around. If you're on your back, bring soles of both feet to your mat. And just go ahead and shake out the hips, shake out the legs. And we're gonna draw the sole of the left foot to the right inner thigh. If you were taking this in the reclined position, cross the right ankle over the left knee. I'm gonna sweep the arms up overhead. As you exhale, fold over the right leg. Inhale, lift. Take that right leg around behind you. Try to parallel your left shin to the front edge of your mat. And again, glance over the right shoulder. See that your hip, knee, and ankle are tracking in one line. Either stay here, or if it feels accessible, you can fold over the left leg. Again, option to take pigeon on your back if that feels better in your body. Unclench your jaw. Unfurl your brow. And relax the shoulders. Inhale, come back up. We're gonna bring both legs back in front. Go ahead and shake it out. Sweep the arms up overhead, flex the toes, and then slowly roll back one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna come all the way onto our backs here. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Walk them in so that you can graze the back of your heels with your fingertips. So feet are about hips width distance apart here. And on an inhale, I want you to press down through the soles of your feet, lift the hips, lift the bottom up off the mat. Then begin to roll onto the shoulders, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Continue to try to draw the heels back towards your shoulders and imagine that you're squeezing a block between your thighs. Stay with the breath here. One more inhale. Exhale, release the grip, slowly lower. Walk the feet out to the edges of the mat so the knees knock together. And then windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Go ahead and bring the knees back to center. And I want you to shift your hips up and then over to the left. Extend the arms out to the side, let the knees fall off to the right. And then you can gaze over the left shoulder. It's a nice reclined supine twist here. Again, focusing on filling up in your belly first, and then expanding the breath upwards. And as you inhale, bring the knees back to center. Shift the hips up and over to the right. Knees fall off to the left, gazing out over the right shoulder. Inhale, knees come back to center. As you exhale, draw both knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the shins, and draw the forehead towards the knees. Give yourself a nice squeeze here. And grab the outer edges of the feet. Draw the knees back toward the armpits as the feet flex up toward the ceiling, coming into your happy baby pose. Try to release the head and shoulders back onto the mat. You can bend one knee as you straighten the other. Maybe you rock from side to side. Again, taking any movements here that feel good in your body, or any final movements before we close out our practice. Take one more deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, sigh everything out. Extend the legs long on the mat. Bring the arms down by your side, palms face up. And go ahead and close the eyes as you come into Shavasana, your final resting pose. You can go ahead and begin to deepen your breaths, bringing some movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And on your next inhale, extend the arms long overhead, giving yourself a nice full body stretch. And as you exhale, roll to your favorite side, coming into the fetal position. Allow the arm or allow the head to rest on the arm below. And just take a moment here to honor yourself for showing up to this practice and to this clinic, taking time out of your day for yourself. And when you are ready, you can come to a comfortable seat. And we'll just seal our practice with just one more deep breath, deep cleansing breath. So take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh everything out. And then begin to blink, open your eyes. Thank you all for joining me. Feel free to ask any questions. There's a couple minutes left. I'll try to get to them. But I appreciate you all for showing up. Thank you. Or maybe you fell asleep. Some chest opening and shoulder stretching poses. So my favorite ones, actually, hold on, let me see if I have two blocks real quick. So if you have yoga blocks or books to stack up, depending on how open or flexible your chest is, bring them here. And then I'm on this setting. And I bring my elbows down and then just trying to get my forehead down to the mat. And you can increase the height. And it really opens up your shoulders and your chest. And again, the dolphin pose that we were in, that one is really good for chest and shoulder opening as well. There's more here. I have what parts of the body are most important to focus on for climbing mobility. I would have to go with like hips for me, at least. I tend to focus most on making sure that like my hips and my hamstrings are really open, and again, like shoulder flexibility as well. What do you think is the most important part of your yoga practice that helps with your climbing? I would have to say my pranayama practice, breathing, and making sure that I am breathing with each movement when I'm climbing. I mean, I feel like if you're holding your breath while you're climbing, it at least makes it a grade harder. But yeah, really being intentional about my breath and making sure that I am breathing with my movements, and just being able to stay in the moment and staying focused and kind of like zeroing in on what's right in front of me. Just the mindfulness that yoga has brought has helped a lot with my climbing and kind of like turning off that mental chatter all the time. So that was vinyasa flow, and that's my daughter. Hi, everyone. In her Elsa dress. So anytime you're linking sequences with a
I admire too much. I think it kind of wiggles a bit.
She has a loose tooth, so that's what we're dealing with right now. So that was just a vinyasa flow that we were focusing mainly on hips and shoulders and core strength. Okay.
It just feels like it. I don't have one, but it just hurts when I smile too long, and it feels weird.
All right. If there's any more questions, or
Wait, can I do this one?
I will answer them.
the blueberries.
I think that's it. Thank you all. I appreciate it. And I'll put my Instagram in the chat. And if y'all have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a message there as well. I think it's also on the Gnarly page if you guys are there. All right, have a great night, everyone. Thank you. I lost my other host, so I don't know.